Hey, and welcome to Hanging with Christy. This is going to be the fourth video that I am making for you guys, and it is a special treat. It is going to be banana bread, and it's not just your regular banana bread. I found this recipe on Pinterest, and I'm really excited to try it. It is the Starbucks banana bread. I have some bananas that desperately need attention. So we're not gonna throw them away. We're gonna put them to good use and try out this recipe. What you're going to need, you're going to be needing some flour, you're going to be needing baking soda, salt, you're also going to need eggs, sugar, vegetable oil, buttermilk. If you do not have buttermilk, you can definitely use regular milk, vanilla, and 3 ripe bananas. Optional use is chopped walnuts. If you have a nut allergy specifically to walnuts, definitely admit it. You don't need to have it. But if you want to use the Starbucks recipe, that is required. So, have all the ingredients out. Let's go ahead and start measuring and get this started. Okay, so what you're definitely gonna need is you're also gonna need some 2 bowls. One is gonna be for the dry ingredients, one is gonna be for the wet ingredients. So first, we're gonna start with our dry ingredients, and we're gonna start using our all-purpose flour. We're gonna do 2 cups of this. And if you haven't already seen my videos, I'm a big HEB person. So it's the HEB all-purpose flour. This is my daughter, Ellie, hey. So again, 2 cups. And because I'm not cool like everybody else, I don't have a 1 cup measuring outside of my really nice Pepsi one, which I don't feel like using right now. So this is a 1/2 cup right now. So that's 1. That's 1/2. This is 1 full cup. Again, I'm using a 1/2 cup measurement. Don't freak out. So I'll be doing 4 scoops instead of just 2. And then 1 more. Alrighty, so we got our 2 cups of flour. Then we're going to need 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And just so you know, baking soda, baking powder is not the same thing. I had to learn the hard way when I was trying to make homemade tortillas. And I couldn't understand why my tortillas were coming out awful. It's because I was using baking soda, I know, and not baking powder. Total fail on my part. And then a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Let's get that. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and mix that all together. I'm gonna use a fork. Nothing fancy. Don't want to use a mixer. The flour will go everywhere. But something simple like a fork, a whisker will do the trick. The one with all the wires all over it. Okay, so what we're doing is we're just mixing everything together. You should see it become a little more coarse, gritty looking. I don't know if you can see that. But we'll just mix away. Once we're done with this, we're gonna put this bowl to the side, and we're going to combine what they call wet ingredients. Honestly, 2 of them are wet, 1 of them isn't, so I think it's funny how they're called wet. But I guess once it's all combined, it's wet. Again, all of my bowls are gonna be different because that's the real thing. I don't have matching bowls, so I have my Mickey Mouse big bowl. I decided to use the wet ingredients in a bigger bowl because eventually everything is going to be combined into the wet ingredients. So that's why this bowl is a lot bigger than the dry ingredients. And here we're going to add the 1 egg. So crack that egg, put it in. We are going to be adding vegetable oil, which for the vegetable oil, it is going to be 1 cup, 1/2 cup of vegetable oil, and then the sugar is going to be 1 cup and 1/8. I need to rinse off my 1/2 cup. So let me do the 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. That would have been disastrous if I would have did 1 cup and 1/8 of vegetable oil. That would have totally messed it up. Okay, and then we need 1 cup and 1/8 of sugar. So let's go ahead and get that sugar. You don't think this is a sweet bread, do you? Let's go ahead and pour that in. One, 2, and 1/8. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna mix this all together. Again, I'm not gonna use a big blender mixer, a handheld mixer, because I feel like it's gonna blend it too much. So this became really thick, almost like a thick, gooey applesauce looking. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add the dry ingredients to the wet ingredient. And then we're gonna go ahead and mix this together. I am making a huge mess. This is what it's starting to look like. It's starting to get a little clumpy. Okay, once it gets to the point where you're starting to really use your muscles and it's becoming a workout for you to start mixing this, I would go ahead and add the milk, banana, and vanilla. So for the milk, you're going to be doing 2 tablespoons. I actually have buttermilk, so I'm gonna shake that up real quick, and then we're gonna do 2 tablespoons of that. One, 2, and then we need to do 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. Here's my teaspoon. Open the vanilla. And then we need to bring in our 3 bananas. So it's best to have your bananas all mashed up, which I haven't done, just in case you don't know how to do that. Ziploc bag is your friend. Open it up and then start peeling your bananas in here. This is a fairly newer banana, but it has a little bit of brown. My other 2 will definitely give this banana bread a lot of flavor. And that is the key to making really good banana bread, is having some very ripe bananas. If you have fairly new bananas and you still want to try out this recipe, the best thing to do is to get your new bananas. I hear you can put them in a bag and then from there put it in the oven, or you can leave it in a bag for a day, or you can just put your bananas in the oven at 300 degrees and that helps ripe them, is what I read on Pinterest. So put them in a bag for a day, or you don't want to wait, put it in the oven at 300 degrees for a few minutes. You can see how mushy, and you can just smell the banana. It smells really good. My husband loves anything banana, so he's gonna be really excited for this. Tomorrow is cheat day, so I figured I'd make it today. That way at midnight, he can have it. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm going to be getting my Molly the mallet, and we're gonna start smashing this. Because once we finish smashing this, we're gonna incorporate it into our big bowl. And it shouldn't be too hard, especially if your bananas are very ripe. It should be very easy. I'm not even banging really hard, full force. And you can just see how it is just nice and creamy already. All right. You can see it's really nice and smushed. I probably didn't even need the mallet. You probably could have just did this with your hands. So what I like about using a Ziploc bag for this is you get your scissors, you cut one end of it, just making room. Cut it at an angle, and what you're gonna do is you're just gonna pour it into your bowl. Ziploc bags are awesome. I actually use a lot of Ziploc bags when I make my cakes and I drizzle chocolate on it. I'll put the melted chocolate in a Ziploc bag, so I don't have to waste an icing decorative bag. And then your hands stay nice and clean. All right, so now that we have all the ingredients into the mixing bowl, we're gonna go ahead and start stirring it in. This is very thick, very thick, which it did say that on Pinterest, that it was going to be a very thick dough. And so we're just making sure all the ingredients are incorporated. So if you see little crumbles, like right around here, you want to continue mixing. So if you don't work out on the regular, your arms will definitely love you after making this. Almost like Rice Krispies. Rice Krispies is a nice workout too. Making Rice Krispie treats. So you can see that it's starting to come together. A nice thick consistency. I don't see any more crumbles. I'm just really making sure I'm scraping that bottom. And if you see any chunks, try to push them down, chunks like the bananas. Okay. So if you're not allergic to nuts, so this is where you would add your walnuts. For the walnuts, it would be about half a cup. And then you want some reserved as well. That way you can put it on top. Apparently that is how Starbucks does it. I just need to open this. My hands are all gooey, so I'm having a hard time doing that. I'm gonna pour half a cup of chopped walnuts. Half a cup. Pouring it in. And I'm just going to mix that in. If you're allergic to nuts, you'll omit that and you'll pour it into your bread loaf pan. Just a simple mix. Just like that. Looks nice, well incorporated. See that? Get your bread loaf pan. I'm going to spray it with my Hill Country Fair nonstick baking with flour. Again, another HEB brand. Apologize. Get it nice and coated like so. Then we're gonna pour this in and then put it in the oven at 325 for about 50 to 75 minutes. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on this one. So let's go ahead and pour this in the bowl. I guess I should do it this way so you guys can kind of see. I'm making a mess. Sorry, I didn't think about how you guys would be able to see the mixture being poured in. Alrighty, so we're pouring this into the pan. Definitely smells really, really good. So you'll pour it in, you'll have some excess in there. I'm gonna show you how to get that out and make sure you're able to use all of the breading mixture. What you're going to need, if you have one of these gadgets lying around, it's like a rubber spatula, It is amazing. I use this for everything, cooking eggs, baking, anything, sauces. You're just gonna use your rubber spatula and go around the rim and everything just comes right off. So you're able to use all those incredible flavors. You're not missing out. You don't feel like you're wasting anything. Alrighty. I'm gonna turn this around so it's not all awkward for me. But hopefully you guys got the gist of how you use this tool. And I'm really OCD, I really try to get everything as much as I can. I'm sorry, I know when I bang, it's really loud off of the microphone, so I apologize in advance. As you can see, we were able to pretty much almost wipe it clean. The spatula will still have some, so just use your finger. Again, I try to get as much of the ingredients into the pan as possible. It's really gonna help make it nice and big. Pat it down. It should almost be to the top. Then for the extra walnuts, you're going to want to sprinkle them on top. So just a nice sprinkle. They had it dreaded with walnuts on top. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, it was just like you couldn't even see the mixture. So I'm just gonna sprinkle it on top, put it in our oven, and start enjoying the amazing smell that our house is going to have, because this will definitely have a very nice aroma. I can't tell you how much I've actually measured out to pour on top, but I'll show you what it looks like. Maybe I should just cover it all, huh? Let's see. I hope you guys like my background music of Peppa Pig. I mean, no house is complete with toddlers without having Peppa Pig music in the background. Okay, so that's pretty much what I did. I'm gonna pop this in the oven. Again, it's at 325. We're gonna leave it in there for about 50 minutes, see what it looks like. If not, we can always increase to a total of 75 minutes. All right, so let's see how this comes out. Okay, so our 50-minute timer went off on our banana bread, so let's take a look. Oh, doesn't it look beautiful? So I'm gonna bring it out and I'm gonna see if it's ready. If not, we'll keep it in there a little longer, okay? Okay, so my Alexa went off for another 10 more minutes with the banana bread. Oh my goodness, it just looks so beautiful. I'm gonna pull it out and I'm gonna see if where that crack isn't doughy still. And then if so, I'll let you know. All right, so let's test out and let's see what's going on with this bread. It feels okay here. I'm just gonna do the knife test real quick and see how that comes out. Okay, so it's still a little mushy. You see that? So we're gonna leave it in there a little bit longer. Okay, so the banana bread went off again for another 10 minutes. So let's do the knife test and see what happens. Okay, so we're gonna do it for about another 5 more minutes and see what happens after that. Okay, so the last 5 minutes has gone off. It looks really good. So we're gonna move it out and do the knife test. At this point, we have already cooked it for 75 minutes. So hopefully it's done. Oh, look at that, it's all set. All right, we'll let you know if it tastes like the Starbucks banana bread. Okay, just an update on the bread. The banana bread was amazing. Totally recommend you guys try that recipe out. It was really, really, really good. Husband said it does taste like Starbucks, so try it out. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. Sunday, we will be making Philly cheesesteaks, so stay tuned. It is not a Pinterest recipe. It is something that I just made on my own, I guess. It's pretty intuitive, but stay tuned. I'll show you how I make them. They're really, really, really good. It's part of our cheat meal for the weekend. Alrighty, you guys have a great weekend. Look forward to hearing y'all's response on the banana bread. Hopefully you guys get the same turnout as me. And stay tuned for the Philly cheesesteaks tomorrow. Bye.